Hello and welcome to City Skylines in the city of Atlantis. And today we are building a fish village or fish island. So I'll call it Fisherman Island, as you can see on your top right. So we have like a main road here with this key where we have all the piers for fishing. At least that's how I know it, a few places like that, so I'm taking inspiration from some place that I know here in Australia. And then I'm replacing the roads, I'm leveling everything up, I'm adding only the generic fish industry in there, and then later on I'll replace that with salmon. Now I'm using that connection that have been sitting there on the other side for quite a long time. So now we do have some use for that connection into that area at the top of the screen. I've put down a fish market as well, and I'm adding a fish farm. No, that's not fish farm, fish factory, and some warehouse next to it, like lining things up. I went up with 3 warehouses, and 2 of them I put them very close together so they look like that's just one big one, which I quite like. Then I've increased the width of the river in there, working with the terrain that we had and to make sure that we have space for the boats. Also added a small nature reserve because I want to use this part as a park, just to make sure that we had some good use for this. So the nature reserve will be called Fisherman Rest because of the cemetery that we have up there and all that stuff. Now I'm replacing those buildings with salmon fish because they produce quite a lot more, or they fish quite a lot more, and this area is all salmon. And then I'm adding some rock decals at the bottom of the river here just to add something different and to add a little bit more contrast in the riverbed, which I quite like the way how it looks. You can see under the piers there we have all those rocks. Then we are coming to an end where I'm zoning some commercial, some residential, adding services, and finalizing with some detailing as well. I do add there some schools and areas for education because we need that in Apple's routes, but I'll show you all of that in the live mode right now. Here we are. So here in the live mode we have everything done. So I want to show you like that I put some rocks down in here just to make an ending for this area. You can hopefully see the difference in color from here and here. So this is sand, these are the decals, and this is probably just soil. And then I've added all underneath here so we can outline this area, which is quite good. Lots of boats, and I don't know if I overdid it, but I quite like this amount of fishing piers around here. Like I know that in reality they would go a lot further out, not just stop here and there, but like for the game mechanics, and I'm trying to keep the balance, especially on the money of the game right now. But yeah, that was a little bit tricky. I didn't want to make like long lines just for the sake of realism. I want to prioritize the game mechanics, and that's what I'm doing. So most of them, when they arrive in 100%, 100%. They are getting full very close to this. Don't look at the lines though, because that's really messy. That's awful. I hope I don't have any problems with that, but yeah, it's there. So we do have the fish market over here. We have a fish factory, and as I mentioned, I have a double fish factory in here that in theory looks like 2. So, or 1 with 2 buildings, that's the idea. But yeah, I like it. Then we have some services around here, some house, commercial buildings. By the way, this is the organic produce and the self-sufficient housing, all lower, what's that called? Today is the day. Low density. That's there we go. Then a few more buildings in here, add some decoration around just to make this a little bit nicer. All the trees around. Also, we are filtering industrial waste and all the same policies that we do everywhere. But in this one, we actually have two different policies in here, which is the sustainable fishing and dolphin safe fishing. You'll decrease the fish yield and in both, but will make people happier, will make like more income because they will charge a lot more from customers. It'll all work out. Then we have a nice walkway behind here to access that area, so people don't have to go through the main road there, which I just noticed that I don't want traffic lights in here. So yeah, on this end we have the fisherman rest. So we go up the hill on a nice little pathway. One leads into the cemetery, as you can see, finished in the statue at the middle on this fancy little resting place, let's call it. And then there is another one, another path in here that I put a lookout tower hidden in there, which I think works out quite well because just the lookout stands out in there. It's a little bit hidden. This is sticking a little bit in there to the outside, but I think this will give people a reason to visit. I don't know if anyone has visited so far. 11 visitors, there we go, plenty of people. That's the only attraction in here, by the way, and I don't think we need to overdo it. I want to just use the city layout for that. So yeah, that's the Fisherman Island, but there are a couple more changes that just one more thing. This is the connection that I mentioned to the Sing River neighborhood, or yeah, Sing River neighborhood. That's what I want to call it. So crossing over here, now we have this other bridge that goes straight into this area. So far, everything has been working quite nicely. We have fish for everyone, so that's working. Our warehouse, I'm setting that to empty, and we actually get it full. So yeah, we might need more trucks in there. And we have a bus line that is for us, 12 passengers. If we take a look at the line, we might need actually one more bus as this one is getting full. I'll add one extra bus in there just to make this a little bit more efficient and so people can come in here and work. At the moment we have 222 people in there and 900 jobs basically. So yeah, that would make sense. And then yeah, this is one thing that I want to show you. Another one you might have seen that we have this cog icon in here. So this is basically the customized mod, and the reason I installed it, as you know, we are having those issues with some trains, vehicles, assets just getting stuck. And I found like very deep into Reddit a message saying that this mod will rewrite some of the code for the customization of the assets, although you can change anything directly on the train. That's why I felt like it's a little bit odd. But since I installed it, we have had no issues with that. So I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but the fact is that it's working. So trains are not getting stuck. I haven't seen any cars or ferries or anything like that as well. And as you can see, all vehicles are moving at the right speed, which then leads me to Central Station. As you know, there was a little bit in here that we were getting stuck, and I just want to fix one little thing. There we go, we don't need that stretch over there. But yeah, I changed one thing in here, which was basically, and I need to change, sorry, I'm just seeing some things that I might have missed during the edit. So just let's load this, there we go, looks a lot better. Before, trains from here, for example, would go in there and join here, and then would join, this will be just one track. Now this line will go straight in there. These two lines, they can go in here, turn right, and just merge over here, which gives them plenty of space and won't have like a racing game where trains from these trying to get into this one and trains from here trying to get out, and that would block themselves. So again, since I've changed that, we didn't have any more issues in this area, so I'm considering this little change here in the central station completed and sorted the train traffic that we were having. Obviously, I'll still keep an eye on all the trains, making sure that we don't get any other trains stuck, but this looks like almost the layout of our racing circuit. But yeah, we finished this Fisherman Island, and I really hope you enjoy it. It was fun to build. I love to see all the little ships going, or boats going everywhere, and I just want to click on one of them and see how they go. Yeah, so all fishing salmon and going around this area, producing a lot of fish. We, as I mentioned, we might need another warehouse. Maybe I'll replace some of the houses or some of the commercial area, maybe at this side here. I think that's a good idea, to be honest. Let me do it straight away. There we go. That's exactly what I wanted. And then I'll set the same thing, empty for commercial zone goods. So in theory, these buildings should send some fish or commercial zone goods to here, and this will give me 5 extra trucks to send things out, because we are indeed using the 15 trucks in there. So yeah, I think we will be all right there. Just keep an eye on it, just make sure that everything is working properly. But yeah, for now, this is all done. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Did I miss anything? Did you like my row of piers for fishing? I mentioned that I expand this a little bit as well. Added a key around here. I think we might use this area later on, and I'm happy with this little corner in here. I think this will start like filling out and making the connection between all these areas, which then means that we might be building in here, over there, but we'll see. And we have plenty of flat space in this area as well, so that's why I'm saying that. If you don't know, we had a poll in the community tab in the YouTube channel, in this YouTube channel. If you hadn't seen that yet, the poll was about what should we do with the city, and the question was, should I keep going with the planning that I had, and when I finish with the planning, then we are done, or should we build until we don't have enough space, or we feel like, yeah, that's more than enough, let's move on, that we don't have anything else to really build in here. And the massive vote of I think was 70% was to keep building until we can't anymore. So that's what we'll be doing. We'll focus on this, get a lot of things done, and build on most of this area. We have to be a little bit creative. I do have a couple more things planned, but then we'll be a lot of listening to your feedback and looking and having fun. Really, that's what we need to do. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know your suggestions for other areas as well, something that you want to see that we haven't done before. And maybe watch the video on your screen. I think you might like that. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.